Hello. I've changed the title of this at the last minute. I was going to say pull up a sandbag, but it's not. It's transported to a better place. I've seen kids born, had people die in my arms. When I was a squaddy, I probably killed a few. I've saved lives through my actions and skills, and seen bodies carried away that I couldn't save. Those memories never fade, but the events themselves I put down to life and carried on. If that's what you choose to do, you learn to take what comes with it. Admittedly, I got blind drunk both times after, but after that, life continued, at least on my part, as I said at the time. Some find that a bit off, bad taste, but humour's a way to cope as well. People, family, friends, strangers, they don't know how to react. They've never been there. That's part of what makes your squad is a team, and it can get lonely when you're out. One sticks with me. I think it's because of the woman in the kiosk. I was working as a public transport customer service and enforcement officer. At the time, fancy title for security guard on a bus station. I had a bit of a reputation as a bad luck target with my mates, but I reckon that was because I didn't try to leave things to someone else all the time. And I was working on my own at the time it happened anyway. I started shift at 0600, and by about 10:30 it would become a bright and sunny morning, and I was meandering about doing nothing when a driver came over and asked me to come to his bus. Someone was acting funny. Now, normally when someone said that to me, it meant a drunk or antisocial who needed removing from the premises. So I checked I had my radio handy, lovely bulky Motorola with a telescopic whip aerial that slid out for added reach and momentum if you swung by it. I could probably take a kid with a knife anyway, but why take chances when they're asking for it? So we set off down the concourse. And as I drew level with his bus, I realised it wasn't someone messing about. An elderly gentleman was lying on the floor of the bus stand with a crowd stood round doing nothing. And this was before the days of mobile phones with cameras. I can't stand that. Anyway, I went from walk to full sprint and shouldered my way through them, no finesse, dropped down on the floor beside him and started checking the vitals. It's strange how much the memory keeps crystal clear. I can see his face right now, even small details, like the mark on his shirt collar where I loosened his tie. At the time, I don't think I was even aware of it. We didn't have the rescue resus kit in those days, so satisfied he wouldn't choke, I jumped back up, hammered up the concourse to the kiosk, grabbed some tissues and shouted for the lady to dial 999, tell them cardiac arrest. Coming back, nobody had moved. I literally slid the last few feet on my knees to start doing compressions and breaths. Now, It's taken a while to describe, but from realising what was happening to me starting CPR was seconds. Picture the scene. Busy bus station, someone trying desperately to save a life in the doorway of the stand. And folks are still walking through the doorway, stepping over the gentlemen and round me as they go about their self-centred lives. At one point I actually managed to revive the old gent. And I was just asking when the ambulance was going to get here when he went back into cardiac arrest. The feeling of despair is with me now. Smoke sprang back when a passing policeman came and he took over the compressions while I continued with the breaths. At least the public respected the uniform. But despite our best efforts and the ambulance crew's professional intervention, the gentleman was later pronounced DOA, dead on arrival. Clearing up after the ambulance crew had departed and the police officer had left, I was probably in shock. As I picked up the bits and pieces from the floor before heading back up the concourse to the office to write a report, I was approached by a few members of the public. Some to offer condolences, others to offer praise for my efforts. It all pretty much fell on deaf ears, except for the comment from the kiosk lady. She asked, "Who's paying for the packet of tissues I wrapped his false teeth in?" I never spoke to her again. Right, thank you for that. Please do share the channel and the stories with your friends if you think they're suitable. And have a good year. Bye-bye. Still going.